You know, ladies and gentlemen, coming into this rant, seeing the results of the Final Four veto, I'm a bit let down. Mm. I was rooting for a Kiefer victory. But just because Kiefer's game has ended today does not mean we can't use today to celebrate the great player he was. Someone who stood on his square, who was about his principle, who never compromised his dignity or integrity, who never once allowed himself to be buck broken for any amount of money, despite knowing that he needed that money for his family. He knew he still had to be a great example for those kids in a positive way. So I salute Kiefer for being a fantastic role model, not only for natives on reservations, but for black men such as myself. I look at him as a role model, as a standard bearer for other people to play and to idolize moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. And on Cinco de Mayo of all days, ladies and gentlemen, where it's mainly the Mexican culture that celebrates it, but in America, we all celebrate Cinco de Mayo. And I think it's quite poetic that the one player this season with the most Mexican style. You know, when they talk about boxing and they talk about the Mexican style, they talk about a guy who shows up into that squared circle to fight. Not to dance, not to duck, not to hide, not to be a coward. Kiefer, this entire game was balls to the wall, Mexican style. So I think it's poetic and symbolic in a way that he would get his epic send-off on Cinco de Mayo. So this is to you, Kiefer. Margarita for you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the critically acclaimed, the Pop the Trunk podcast, now Patreon exclusively sponsored Hall of Fame. Recency Bias Radio, where no one is safe from criticism. With me, of course, is your humble host, Dave Smith, Pretty Boy Smitty, Protocol Paul, Pearl Game Ultra, Smid Dog Trill, the Rant God, Hotep Thanos, Throne Thanos, Metro Kaiba, the Pro-Black Prodigy, the Shadow Realm Shaman. All of the above on that ISAT test in ACT. You know what it is. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for what I believe is the 29th rant of Big Brother Canada 9 entitled My Mind is Made Up, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said in the cold opening, I stand by everything I said in that cold opening. We're going to discuss some strategy, but because feeds have been down, I've pretty much caught everyone up from a strategic standpoint. So this rant is really going to be an old school freestyle. It's going to be me pretty much venting about why I believe Tera could have made a huge mistake here. Now, I get it. For Tera's game, you know what? I want to guarantee if I make Final 2, I win by cutting Kiefer myself here. My argument always was you were going to cut Kiefer yourself in Final 3 anyway, so why don't you hold off on that? Because by not cutting Kiefer, you would be cutting a showman's, and by cutting Bray, you would be crippling Ty's game. That was my thought process, and a lot of people agreed with my thought process. Now, there's a lot of people now that are a bit triggered on social media because I'm calling Ty and Bray a showman's now. They're a showman's. Get over it, okay? Your vision isn't better than my vision. Okay, I'm above 20/20 with glasses on anyway. These people want us to believe that they're somehow more intelligent than us. They somehow can see things better than us. They can smell better than us. They can feel better than us. They can do everything better than us just because it involves moisture. No, I understand human nature. And you're not going to fool me into buying into what you're trying to sell just because you know this is an ale for the culture. And you're trying to damage control in your own right. So when I'm watching Monday night's episode, and let's discuss that first. Because I didn't give you all rent for Monday night. I saw a lot of flagrant stuff during Monday night's episode. Stuff that I want to talk about that I feel like no one else in the entire lexicon is going to discuss because the majority of people now in this community, let's keep it real, the community is jaded. Yes, this season may have been good, but the way that it has ended, it's almost like it's almost like the Schneider cut of Justice League, right? Super long. You see the improvements made to it from its predecessor. But at the same time, the length of it still doesn't justify the ending, leaving you with a bad taste in your mouth a bit. That's how I feel about this season. Yes, it's an improvement from other seasons, but it's still not making enough progress from a black, straight male perspective. I'm not seeing enough progress. In fact, what I'm seeing is incentive-based strategy that basically implies, well, now black men do have a chance, but you have to be willing to break your wrist. Well, now black men do have a chance. You have to be willing to be in a showman's with another man. Oh, now black men do have a chance. You just have to pretty much embarrass and humiliate yourself from start to finish the minute you decide to do so. I'm seeing Ty trying to explain what he's doing on Monday night, and he's only explaining this because Beth aired out his laundry in front of Breydon. And here's another thing. It felt as if Breydon felt like he had to be there to back up Ty because he felt like Ty couldn't handle himself in front of Beth. So Beth is trying to explain to Ty what's going on. Ty's cutting her off. So Beth makes it her personal goal to start telling Breydon more about Ty. Oh, well, he said he's going to play you. He's saying he's going to do this and do that with you. And of course, Breydon, being someone who's clearly shooting out of his stratosphere here, he doesn't care. He's along for the ride. Did you notice tonight, Breydon didn't even try in that veto, even though it was very important to him making Final 3. See, when you play a welfare-based charity game, where you're going to be dragged anyway because people view you as, oh, he's not threatening. Oh, he's not confrontational. Oh, he's not straight. Give him a pass. Because Breydon is afforded these things, it allows him to not care about winning certain things. So while other players like Kiefer loses a comp like that and he knows what that means for his game, he's in the dumps, Breydon can afford to still be in that bed with Ty engaging in moisture. And at the end of the day, he doesn't have to pay for that. Even though you could argue it was very pompous, it was very egotistical, arrogant of them to be behaving in that way before Tera even used the veto and decided who she was keeping. Conventional wisdom would suggest, hey, Ty and Bray, why don't y'all separate from each other a little bit here and make Tera more open to the fact that you're not that close. They didn't do that at all. They doubled down on the moisture, which should have made them have to pay for that strategically. But because Kiefer has been playing so well, he has to pay for it simply because he deserves to be in Final 3. So Breydon, being the one who's least deserving, he gets to make it simply because he's the charity case of the season. And this is what drives fans of the game mad who truly root for players based off of what they've achieved in the game. When people start making the end based off sentiment, and see, I'm seeing people say, oh, Kiefer shouldn't make Final 3 just because he's a parent. Tera, think about your game. But you're arguing Breydon should make Final 3 off of sentiment too. You're just masking your sentiment behind sexuality, and you're hiding behind it, acting as if it's based off gameplay. We know what you're in on, and that's the thing. Ty's gameplay this season has split the black community up in ways where I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not covering BBCAN9. I'm not covering BB23. This community is toxic. I believe I need a break from it because the community doesn't realize that we're regressing. We're not progressing. They think we're progressing because there's 2 black men in Final 3. But what happens when Tera, or if Tera, bets on herself by taking out Kiefer, then she's up against 2 strong, tall black men and wipes the floor with both of them? Do you not know how hard, do you not realize how much ground black men in general will have to make up after an L like that? After Tera already took out Jed herself. It's going to look as if Tera went through Murderer's Row on some Mortal Kombat Tower type shit, and she took out everybody one by one by one. Eliminated. This is looking like Bruce Lee in the Game of Death, but Tera's Bruce Lee. That's what it looks like here. Huh? It looks like, because remember, Bruce Lee faked his death. That was Tera coming back from the battle back right there. Then he had to go up the tower and send everyone to the Shadow Realm one by one. That's Tera right now. And that's what I'm telling y'all. Now that Tera has not taken Kiefer with her to Final 3, by betting on herself and going up against a showmance in Final 3, if she wins that Final HOH, she is the best woman to ever play Big Brother Canada. Yep, I said it. I don't care how I may feel about her on a personal level, based off some of the rhetoric she was spitting. From a gameplay standpoint, Ty has created a terrain where this woman can be the greatest to ever do it simply because he didn't want Jed to be the greatest to ever do it as a black man. That's what we're looking at here. Because if Ty wins, he's nowhere. No one's going to consider him one of the best ever. Let's keep it real. People are going to act like, it's still impressive though, right? But people are going to look back at the season and go, no, I saw like 6 or 7 more deserving winners than Ty. Vic deserved to win before him. Toya didn't really get a chance. Okay, Rohan had a better case to win because at least Rohan wouldn't have engaged in this type of behavior. At least he's getting some cooter with Vic. Shoutouts to you, coach. No dry snitching. Jed deserved it over him. Keith deserved it over him. Tera deserves it now over him. That's 7 people I just named off the top of my dome right there that deserve to win over this guy. If he wins this season, he's not going to be viewed as a top 3 best winner. He's not gonna hold up to Dane. He's not gonna hold up to Jillian. He's not gonna hold up to John Party. He might not even hold up to Paris, actually. And see, And I know he ain't going to hold up to Kevin, even though he's trying to be Kevin. He's not going to hold up to that. In my opinion, Tera's going to be more like Kevin if she wins this, which is my point. She's going to be the best ever because Ty wouldn't stay on code with his brother, right? And that's why when I see him in the edit on Monday trying to create an argument as to why, oh, well, Beth tried to, he basically said out loud, well, she tried to blow up my game, but I handled that. And if you pay close attention to the symbolism in the edit, Breydon is wearing a leopard print shirt, which usually symbolizes sex, kid, and mind control. Let's wake up. I'm going to wake y'all up tonight. So while Ty is acting as if he's engaged in sexual behavior to get Bray back on side, Bray is wearing a sex kitten shirt, and I'm not supposed to read between the lines on this? Watch Monday's episode again and see what I'm talking about. Do you not realize the edit and production are implying that Ty has to engage in this type of behavior to make Bray be under mind control to go to the end with him? This has implications that are deeper than just the game. And the people who are defending this, they don't understand how this has an impact in everyday life. See, these are the people who idolize and false worship all of these celebrities every day. So for them, this is just more of the same. Me being someone who's already escaped that matrix, and I've already woken up to it, I know better than to just blindly follow anybody. That's why when I hold people accountable, it holds so much weight and it triggers so many people, and it makes them so mad because they truly do value my opinion, as long as I say what they want me to say. But I could say something that's completely the truth. If it's against what agenda they're trying to push, now all of a sudden everything I've said for years doesn't count. But they want me to act as if Ty's early gameplay of being on code should not be rendered useless based off his moisture now. How does that work, fans? How can you take away my resume, years in the making, but then Ty's resume, weeks in the making, should stay concrete? See, this is what I'm saying. The argument is abstract and it's emotional. I'm here to bring people back to the center and get them to see that production has manipulated them in every turn. And now there's rumors surrounding this, stating that maybe, I'm not saying I came up with this, okay? This came across my desk, okay? Someone told me that allegedly there's a leak coming from production that Tera was given balls with magnets in them to allow her to win the battle back versus Jed, to allow Tera to be pushed in the light that she is in now. Do you notice during the superhero competition tonight, she looks like Wonder Woman? Huh? In my opinion, they made Kiefer look like Sub-Zero, but that's neither here nor there. I thought that was funny. But yeah, oh, and by the way, I got to give credit to production. If I'm going to give credit, let me give some credit here. I thought the veto comp tonight was official. That was the best comp y'all made all season. It's clear to me y'all been saving y'all budget for this one. I mean, that was next level. The way you had to figure everything out from a detective standpoint, then you had to jump into your superhero costume on the rooftop and defuse a bomb of some sort. I thought all of that was very clever and very dope, especially consider that they had probably some budget constraints due to COVID. So if I'm going to hold a lot of people accountable and say a lot of hot stuff, I'm also going to give some credit as well. Once again, I bring balance to the realm. It's what I do here, okay? But there was a few things that I noticed during Monday that outside of the moisture that some of y'all may have not noticed. Did you notice how during the award show, they buck broke these men once again for no reason? It looked like the Hunger Games, huh? It looked like the Hunger Games, huh? Everybody got mascara on and all this other stuff. What's going on here, huh? Didn't make any sense. It's as if they create these little things to make Breydon feel included. It's so weird. And kudos to Kiefer. And see, this is when I knew the production probably hates Kiefer. Because Kiefer was the only man left in the game who had the heart to say, I don't have to wear any makeup, do I? Kiefer has respect for his ancestors. He has respect for his culture. He has respect for his ethnic background. He's not buck breaking himself for no money. And did you notice how during the award show, Kiefer's the one guy who, and you notice Ty's dressed up looking like Liberace in the cut. You feel me? Ty's jumping all in on this shit. Purple Rain looking ass, but that's neither here nor there. Did you notice how during the award show, did you notice how Kiefer, no. Did you notice how they went out of their way to the two greatest fights of the season? So then you see the first fight. And of course, the first fight is Kiefer and Toya versus Kyle and Rose. So you're like, okay, that makes sense. This should be one of the fights in the award show. I get it. But then the second fight was Tera versus Kiefer. And I'm like, no. This is rigged. How is the next fight not Tera versus Vic? This was production going out of their way to remind Tera that Keith bucked at her, to make her more okay with sending him home over Breydon. Y'all not hearing me? I walked y'all in just when y'all was getting sleepy. I woke you up again, didn't I? Yeah, see, I gotta walk y'all in here slowly because there's people that's gonna act like what I'm saying ain't true. Think about it. How the hell was Tera versus Kiefer a bigger fight to production to put in an award show than Tera versus Vic when it made Tera flip the chick off? Because now they're trying to hide the real Tera from society. Now she's the good guy. Huh? We can't show her being angry and mean towards black people because we're going to tell her to take out the indigenous man to take two moist black men with her to the end. She can't be racist if she takes two black men to the end. You see the sleight of hand here. They have rebranded Tera's reputation by getting her to take out Keith first. Do you see what this is? This is why I thought from a continuity standpoint, it made perfect sense for her game story to keep Keith over Breydon because they're both parents. She even said that tonight. Why that would be a reason for keeping him over Breydon. So once again, this is another thing that I thought would be on her mind that was. Further proving, this isn't me just throwing darts against a wall hoping something sticks like the Breydon fans. This isn't me doing that. This is me legitimately showing y'all how the pieces are on that board. Production subliminally manipulated Tera into wanting Kiefer out more than Breydon by showing that fight to her again. Wake up. Why would they pick that fight? That fight wasn't even explosive like that. It wasn't. But do you remember what happened during that fight? Tera was mad because Jed kept winning. So it was another fight based around her hate for a black person, but let's continue. Kiefer defended Jed to keep himself safe in the long run with Jed, but of course he ended up almost getting backdoored by Jed that same week, which is why it looked so bad, right? But do you remember how towards the end of that fight, Kiefer went out of his way and said, I'm winning this game anyway, Tera. I don't care what you say. You really believe they didn't show that whole fight of Kiefer being so confident he'd win the game at the end of that fight with Tera when they were alone? They sent Kiefer up to fail, y'all. And this is why I was rooting so much for Kiefer. Kiefer ain't buck break himself. Production's more open to a moist black man winning than an indigenous straight man. They're way more open to that because it pushes an agenda they can run with. They can get more sponsors if the winner is moist. Think about it. Oh, you get $100,000 to shop at the Brick. Now it's going to be, oh, you get $100,000 to shop at whatever place y'all go to. I don't know where they go to. But I'm just saying, now it's a pick your poison thing. But my point is, at the end of the day, Coach, something as simple as that award show, I peep game at it, I'll say, oh, I see what's going on. She's not keeping Keith. Little stuff like that told me everything I needed to know. Then you got Keith. Earlier today in the episode, he went out of his way to say, I can't be evicted in this game. I'm like, damn, they put certain sound bites in the edit just to make you look stupid. But when it's their fave, they purposely hide a fight that fave has when they look unbecoming. This is Big Brother. Welcome to Rig Brother. So when I see black people celebrating the idea of Kiefer going over Bray because they didn't want Ty to have to face the karma he created for himself, it once again explains why we are so open to the victim mentality. Because if we can take the easy way out, we'll go for that. And let's keep it real, Bray has not earned that final 3 as much as Keith has. For Bray to just nick it, to just get past Jed and then get past Keith, it is really a black mark on this season. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, if Kiefer was there, the final 3 is more balanced, and legit the fan base is split in different ways. With the final 3 being the way it is constituted, it literally is just Ty fans versus Tera fans. That's it. Because Breydon is just a Ty guy, right? At this point, I think Breydon can still beat Ty, but I think Breydon is not going to try to win the final 3 HOH. I think Breydon is going to play a pick-me final 3 based game where he just goes, I don't have to do anything. Whoever wins takes me over the other. And that's why I didn't want him there. I wanted every person left to feel like they had to win. I wanted that hunger left in the game. I'm finna watch tomorrow night's episode and go, oh, look at Breydon looking like an embarrassment with another competition he's not going to do well in because he's just going to rely on Ty to save him. You know, he loves that damsel in distress stuff. He loves the fact that Ty can just show up and pick him up and carry him around. He loves that. That's why he got rid of Beth. He wanted to be in the position of Ty constantly helping him, right? He wants to know from Ty that it's real. So when I see people on Twitter mad that I'm categorizing this as a showman's, I don't know what y'all want me to call it. What other word do you call a couple that gives hand jobs to each other? Huh? Oh, now that doesn't constitute a showman's anymore. Y'all the same fans who hate Nicole Franzel for all of her hand jobs. Huh? Let's talk about it. But if Breydon does it, let's give him credit because he has grip. What? This is what I'm saying. You know, if anything, we should applaud the woman for being with a man. But once again, it's almost as if a player's heterosexual, they're more unlikable to this community. How did this community fall so far? How did we go from we just want a black winner to, you know what, we're willing to have any type of black winner now? Nah, see, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. The minute you'll take anything, the minute they'll just give you anything. And let's just keep it real. Right now, we're just being given the slop. Literally, we're given slop right now, being told that it's 5-star meals. And if I'm keeping it all the way funky with you, I already know how this community is going to react to Tera winning. Did you see how the jury reacted when Beth came into that jury house, y'all? When Beth said Bray got her out. And see, this is another thing. I'm going to get back to that in a second. Did you notice how when Jed was throwing the football around, everyone said, Jed yelled out loud, hey, man, why y'all throwing Ty around like that? Everyone in the jury started laughing. Ty, the whole jury thinks you're a floater, my guy. But when Beth walked in and she found out Bray took her out, all of them celebrated Bray's success. You know what that means to me? Breydon gonna beat you, Ty. He gonna beat you. And it's gonna be the most embarrassing L I've ever seen if it happens. I'm not saying I'm rooting for it. I'd rather see Tera win than see Breydon beat Ty. I'm being honest. Because, listen, there's no way to come back from that, bro. You lost to Breydon? There's no way around that, dog. You could have lost to Kiefer. Oh, no, I can't do that. And that's another thing. Ty got last place in the veto, y'all. That was the comp he had to win to have a claim to winning the game. And it looked like he threw the shit. The phone was ringing right next to him. Where's the sound coming from? Ty, what the hell are you doing, B? It looked like he didn't want to be the one to make that decision because he didn't want to get responsibility in the blood for getting rid of Kiefer. But Ty, if you're scared to make the move, I thought you didn't care about jury management. Now you do? Huh? It doesn't make sense. He's all over the place. He needed to win this veto, and it looked like he threw it on purpose. That's what it looked like to me. And if you look at how Bray competed in that comp, if you look at how Kiefer competed in that comp, it looked like both of them also did poorly, but they still did much better than Ty did. That's a bad look for Ty as well. And I'm sure if he did throw it, he threw it because he wanted Tera to feel like she could beat him and Breydon in Final 3. I'm pretty sure that if he did throw it, it was to make Tera more okay with taking 2 black men to the end. And if that was part of his gameplay, I salute it because I think that was very subtly nuanced. But once again, he still has no claim to the actual throne, though. His claim will come from, well, I cut Tera at the end, the woman who I turned into Wonder Woman, you know. And at the end of the day, that's his last chance to do it. But my question to y'all is, do y'all really believe production is going to allow Ty to do this? Do y'all think they're going to allow Ty to beat her? I think we're asking for a lot if we think they're going to allow Ty to beat her, you know? And I'm starting to believe, based off what we witnessed on Monday, they were never going to allow Kiefer to beat her the way they tried to manipulate her to turn on Kiefer early by showing that at the award show. So no matter how you shake it here, it feels like we are against an unstoppable force. Tera the Phoenix is an unstoppable force in the making here. And no one can blame anyone if she becomes the greatest woman to ever play by winning this season, man. No one can blame anyone but Ty. This is what he wanted the most, man. But yeah, I wasn't feeling a lot of things from this week, but I want to start answering y'all questions, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, those were some of the few things that I caught up on, but based off how y'all answer questions and how we bounce off of each other, y'all know this rant could easily go a lot longer than it is right now. But I pretty much steamrolled through the majority of the notes I had from a freestyle standpoint. So I'm ready to hear some of y'all feedback, and I want to hear what y'all think. He threw it as if he did not know where the phone was. Exactly, Michelle. Whitney says Breydon was already kissing Ty on the back of his neck and whatnot when Austin was still in the house. Yeah, he was bragging to her about what he did with Ty under the bed. That was like before jury started, y'all. That's a long time. This dude has been in deep cover with this guy, literally. Of course, they're doing more stuff now. If they're waiting for the cameras to go away, they're doing more stuff. For people to say that it isn't a showman's, hey, listen, I don't need to wait for the camera to jump off me if I'm not doing something that isn't innocent, right? If everything I'm doing is perfectly fine, why do I need to do it in the darkness? Because you're doing something that's beneath you. That's what it is. See? Let's just keep it real in these streets. If you're doing something that you're proud of, you're going to show the world you're doing it. I'm not saying you're just going to whip your stuff out on camera. I'm saying at the end of the day, if you're proud of the actions that you are doing on that bed, you're not going to be the one, hey, wait for this cam to move. Nah, man, that shows shame. That shows that you're aware of how you're looking and you're willing to risk that because you're that selfish. And that's just a terrible look, dog. Terrible look. I honestly don't care what's going on, but Ty kept asking how much is shown on feeds. Come on, man. You know, I had people try to tell me, oh, man, you could still be straight and do what they do. Huh? See, man, y'all, I don't know what state y'all from. I don't know what community y'all grew up in, but, man, y'all sound kind of, man. Listen, all right, maybe we just from different places. I'm going to leave it at that. If Bray wins over Ty, the jury is actually trash. Well, no, they're not, because Bray has better jury management. That's my point. See, if Ty is not blowing him away from a comp win standpoint, then it is about how you treat people now. It's about your social game. And that's why I'm telling y'all, don't throw a fit if Bray beats Ty, because at the end of the day, Ty was willing to risk losing this game to Breydon over losing it to Jed. That's the decision he made, consciously. I don't believe the guy's really straight, Dave. I don't believe it. You know, and for them to now show the friend, you know, it's like, okay, they're trying their best right now to help him cop pleas for the gameplay he's playing. That's how it looks to me, at least. But it's a little too late now, coach. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you've done in your past if in the present you're engaging in moisture. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. People tried to tell me my CV of rants didn't matter just because I held one black man accountable now. I remember during BB20, this same community was mad about the non-black sub-community calling Swaggy C gay just because he wore his own clothing. I remember how hard people went to defend him because he was getting action with Bailey. Ty don't even have to get action with a woman, and they defend him the same way. Nah, bruh. Nah. This ain't the same situation. Apples and oranges, let him hold his own nuts. We defended Swaggy because he deserved it then. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I love Keith. We all love Keith, Big Banana. We all love Keith. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame what happened to him. At the end of the day, he got a shout out from Parliament. From what I'm being told, that is a huge deal. I don't know if this is just a huge deal to all Canadians, because I don't understand the governmental structure, the political structure, so please excuse me for my ignorance there. But I have heard that he has gotten a shout out from Parliament, so hopefully that'll do more for Kiefer outside of the game than winning inside would have done. That's what I'm hoping for. And the speech that he gave on Monday night about how he's had moments of wanting to quit in his life, but he's doing this for all of the different natives on the res that are keep fighting, and man, like stuff like that, man, it really tugs at my heartstrings because I know what Kiefer is saying applies so symmetrically to the black struggle. So that's why I relate to it. That's why I rock with it. And I wish Ty spoke more about the black struggle in his story, but it's like he's forgotten the black struggle in his narrative because all he wants to do now is act like I'm the straight guy to do this moist stuff for strategy. He's so busy on the defensive to defend the moistness, he's forgotten that I have a platform to speak on black issues. He don't even talk about them no more. We had that one time when Ty and Bray discussed race. That's it. They would rather be in that bed and discuss what that mouth do. No lies detected. Come on. Keith has never forgotten the platform he's on and how he can change the lives of people just like him while he's on it. Ty forgot that along the way. And he's supposed to be the one who understands the black struggle more than Jed. He took Jed out to have all the spotlight, and then he forgot about what he was supposed to do with it. Okay, it is a big deal. Okay, that's good to hear, Mish. Because from what I'm being told, that's a huge deal. I don't even think Damien got a shout out from Parliament. All right, so, hey, Kiefer, that's another thing you got over on Damien. You know what I'm saying? He can play the drums, but you got a shout out from Parliament. You feel it, dig me? That's funkadelic. You know what I mean? I'll rock with you. That's funky. That was a veto comp. Dan won the double eviction HOH and was going to blindside Ian, but he won the veto and saved himself. Yep. BB fans are toxic. I don't know what it's about. BB that makes people act like that. I think it's the idea that everyone believes that their victimhood supersedes the next person's victimhood. And when you're adding moisture to the equation, people believe because you're dry rub that you somehow don't have any victim. You've never been a victim before because you're not moist. Like, it somehow has changed to that, when that couldn't be further from the truth. Actually, in today's world, if you're moist, you're more plugged, no pun intended, than if you aren't. But we've somehow allowed them to run with this narrative that they're at the most disadvantage when they're not, bruh. They're not. Look at Breydon now. This man is in Final 3, and he has done 10% of what the average Final 3 player has done in Big Brother Canada to reach that point. He's done 10% of what the average player has had to do to get there. You know? But once again, people judge your game differently based off your sexuality. To say that there is no advantage in this, to imply it's only a negative, it's a lie. Because let's keep it all the way a bean. If Breydon was straight, would Ty have flipped on Jed to work with him, believing he could keep Bray on side? No. Ty knew he had to engage in certain behaviors to have a certain mind control over Bray, because that wasn't going to work on Jed, because Jed was getting some cooter. Come on. If you just add 1 + 1, it equals 2 every time, but we got these moist apologists telling us it equals 2.5. Stop it. Stop it. You know? And this is why they're mad, because I tell it how it is, man. I don't got time to lead y'all astray. Because I know what's going to happen. Future season that I won't be covering, they're going to be like, damn, we wish we had a black voice defending us, but we ran Dave off because we was too busy trying to make everything pro-LGBTQS. You know, all this weirdo stuff. You know, when I always tried to keep people on code, people always figure out a way to jump off of it. Now they want me to stay on code because they want the moist stuff to take precedent. Nah, that goes against everything I've ever stood for, coach. Let's keep it real. You know what I mean? It is the oppression Olympics, coach. Absolutely. You know? And these people are mad because they on the slip and slide lisp side of the game. And I'm on the well enunciated, let me take time before I pronunciate my word side of the game. You feel it, dig me? Like, let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? These people talk like they writing in cursive. You know what I'm saying? Everything just lisp into each other. You know what I'm saying? Calm down. It's going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. Everyone knows that the decision Tera made by evicting Keith saved Ty's game immensely. And what does it say about Ty's game being flawed that he had to rely on an anti-black white woman for it to still have some prevalence? It says Ty did not calculate all of the different ways this game could go down. He got bailed out, and now he gets to act like he saw all this coming. When in reality, he still could be Russell Wilson at the Super Bowl throwing that interception. There's still time now. I don't want y'all to think, oh, well, hold up, Dave. Now that Kiefer's gone, let's keep it real. This isn't a Russell Wilson situation. No, it's still 3rd and goal, coach. You know what I'm saying? That Final 3 HOH, if he don't win that, it's 4th down. Matter of fact, no, it's 4th down now. That veto was 3rd down. The HOH was 2nd and goal. All right, he got the touchdown. He got to get this 2-point conversion. You know what I mean? This is the 2-point conversion. You know, he got lucky because Tera kept Bray. So that allows the 2-point conversion to still work here. But I'm just saying, if I know anything about production, they going to come up with the greatest play imaginable for Tera to stop you. Okay, they gonna allow holding, they gonna allow pass interference, they gonna allow encroachment. You feel it? Neutral zone in infractions. They gonna allow everything because Tera has to win this. If you're production, she has to. Okay, they see what them ratings look like. They see how Tera is perceived. Did you notice how Tera was wearing a Rebel T-shirt? She's doing a lot of little stuff to let people know I'm the one you should root for at the end. You feel it, dig me? And even after the award show itself, Tera had a monologue of like a minute straight to talk about how proud she is of this Final Four and how she wouldn't want anyone else in this Final Four. Now, you know that's a lie. You know she would want Tina there, but I wouldn't want anyone else here, against all odds. She's building the case for why if she wins this, she's the GOAT. And production is backing her up, hook, line, and sinker with this narrative. 100%, And they think they slick with it, but because you got Tera out here talking about, I don't want any man to take me to the end. I'm a strong woman. She's giving you all of them feminist vibes as well, right? She's trying to make sure all women root for her. I think she could very well be Canada's favorite player based off of how she's getting women's heartstrings to work as well. I'm doing this for young girls as well. She's really playing the political game here. I got to give her credit. But this was a sleight of hand by production as well, because if anyone who understands the game understands it well enough, we all know that none of these men take Tera to Final Two. So her stating out loud she doesn't want any of these men to drag her, that's inconsequential because it won't happen anyway. By her jumping in front of it and making seem as if they would take her anyway, but she prefers not to be taken, it separates her from all the other pick-me women this season. Do you understand that? It separates her from Breydon's beta male pick-me game of, I want Ty to take me. It separates her from every feminine player this season who just wanted men to drag them places. Tera has drawn a line in the sand and say, I'm the one y'all have been waiting for. You don't think production will want to end cap that with a victory? That's a powerful story. That's a powerful narrative. I was aware of how powerful Tera's narrative could become. That's why I said, and even in my WTF, even though she was one of the 3 worst ranked players before the season, I thought she had the best chance out of anyone ranked in my 3rd lowest position to win the entire thing. Because I could see from a statistic standpoint off just reading one bio and looking at actually we didn't really get a bio, right? We got like a minute-long video, I think. I can't remember how the pregame happened again. But I just remember after seeing just a small amount of information, I knew immediately this woman is going to be a massive threat. You got to cut her out early or else she's going to become a problem. And do you notice the narrative she's also pushing? This was her 5th time on the block this week. That means she survived the block 5 times. Ty thinks because he's never touched it, that should mean some shit. We've seen Anthony Douglas versus Dane. Did that mean anything then? This woman can say, I survived the block 5 times, and this dude has had it so easy, he's never had to touch it once. We've lived 2 different experiences. I've been in the Infinity War. He's been on vacation. That's literally the argument she can have. But that would have been if she kept Keith. Now, if she's in Final 2, she's not taking no damn Ty. It's going to be 2 oddballs in Final 2. Ty's going to be the last jury member if she's in Final 2. And Ty's going to be the first loser because he's going to be the one who doesn't even get second place for all the buck dancing and moisture he's engaged in. Ladies and gentlemen, this still can be a lot of karma for Ty. So for all the people that think, oh, I'm so relieved that Breydon stayed over Keith because Ty still has a chance to win. Well, this opens up the opportunity for Ty to get embarrassed even more, though. At least if he got embarrassed by being crippled before Final 3 began, at least people could have been open to the fact that he lost well before the end. Now, it still feels like he can win, which gives black people false hope, which puts production in the position they want to be in to let us all down. And now our trauma can become their entertainment again, right? This is why I was against all of this a long time ago. I saw how it could go. But once again, there are certain things I've even been wrong about. I thought she would keep Keith over Bray. I thought it made all the sense in the world. But for Tera's game specifically, let's be real here. Keith, if I'm going to keep it a bean, you didn't fight hard enough for yourself tonight either. All right? I thought in your conversation with her, you sounded a little too defeated. Then when you gave your speech, you said, I'm all out of moves. I said, oh, no. Oh, no. Like I grabbed my margarita and I said, no, Kiefer, no. I was sad for you when you said that. But see, that told me that you already knew she was never going to keep you. You could just feel it in the air. And at the end of the day, Keith knew that was the move she felt like she had to make. Keith knew if he didn't win a single comp this week, he was toast. Keith was willing to bet on himself in ways that Ty refused to do, despite the fact that Ty keeps telling people, believe in yourself, when in reality, I'm not buying the hype. But at the end of the day, yeah, Keith, I feel like you could have fought a lot harder. But with that said, I think you knew. And when you know, right? There's a lot of people who believe Keith plays the victim too much. He tries to play the pity card too much. But I want you to understand that if you're black and you feel that way about Kiefer just because you wanted Bray to stay over him tonight, understand that's how non-black people feel about us all the time. Understand that. So the people who look at Keith crying about his hardships and how he's had to come up and how he's overcome all of these things and how he's doing it for his family and for a reason bigger than himself. Understand, these are the same things we would applaud if Kiefer had darker skin. And to see people okay with his tears and believe that he's just a bad actor for said tears just because he isn't moist, it once again shows if Breydon were to do the same thing Keith did, these same people would applaud it. But because Keith is doing it, they say, oh, pick yourself up by your bootstrap and be straight. It's very toxic. Everyone claims they have empathy until you're a straight man with emotion. Unless you're willing to engage in moist behavior, they say fuck your emotions. And that's really what BLM has become. But once again, I'm getting too woke for y'all right now. I may have already said too much with the sex kitten point. That's going to be a point you could research on your own. I give out gems in passing, okay? Mitch asks a question. If sitting next to Ty or Bray in Final 2, is there anything Tera can say that can actually lose at a game? As long as Tera's in Final 2, she wins now. By cutting Kiefer, as long as she's in Final 2, there is no case anyone can ever make to beat her now. She is a forbidden Jitsu. Now, Ty, you were the one who was scared to really believe in yourself versus Jed. If Tera washes you, even with the context of production helping her, no one's going to care in 5 years that they helped her. I can tell you that with passion. No one cares. Because to this day, no one cares about Marissa Jared Rigaker happening, right? They're only going to remember who won. That's just the truth of it all. Now, there are going to be certain people like me who will remember the details because I'm a true super fan, and I understand how these things are nuanced and something always leads to another. But with that said, Coach, hey man, I am just dreading tomorrow night because I have a feeling things are not going to go in a way that black people are going to be happy about, and this is going to start a brand new conversation amongst the black community, and then the new victimhood will start again of this game is so racist. This game is so racist. I'm telling y'all, I can see it coming down the line, and that's why I don't even want to participate with it down the line because I saw so many people acting as if it's perfectly okay for a straight man to buck break himself now. And that's the thing. Once you go that far with your extremisms, that's when I realize you're a lost soul at this point. Because that's what you would do if you were on a casting couch. It's that hard out here for you. I'm just saying. No way either Ty or Bray does that. Tera is toast if she loses the final HOH. Yeah, that's the saying. She's toast. Look, Bray is in love right now with his showman's partner, and Ty is trying to convince himself he's not in the showman's. There's a lot of delusion going on here. Does Ty need to win part 1 or to go to final 2? No. I think Breydon throws it to Ty if Tera wins part 1. I don't think Breydon has the confidence to try to beat Ty and try to win it all himself. I don't think he has that confidence. I think Breydon's the type of guy, honestly, who believes our best chance of being in Final 2 together is allowing Ty to face Tera on those 2 booths in part 3. I think Breydon will believe that. And I think it will be a mistake because it will be Breydon allowing Ty to have a chance to have a case to beat him. But that's another problem here. Because Breydon isn't a straight man, he might not value money the same because he may have had a lot of money handed to him in life by being moist. To him, he may just want to see Ty win. You never know. And did you see Bray when Ty was reading Abby's letter? That's competition for Bray, and he's acting like he's so happy to see that. Bray don't give a crap about no damn Abby. Huh? He's been trying to get Ty to forget about his heterosexual past this entire season. Now all of a sudden, oh, the girl you said you were in love with, Ty, that you want to marry one day, I totally love you reading her letter. Hell no. He got to act like he cool with that, though, because he still wants you to drag him to final two. That's what's going on here. Yeah, you have to win part 3. I believe if any, Bray or Ty have to win part 3 for Tera not to win the game. It's that simple. If Tera wins part 3, Tera wins the game. She takes Bray. It's going to be 2 oddballs in final 2. The Sunsetters Alliance will look like one of the dumbest alliances in the history of the game. After all of these experts believe that Ty making them implode prematurely was so ingenious, you're going to have a lot of people Monday morning quarterback and talking about, well, to be honest with you, I didn't really want Jed going. Shut your dumb ass up. Yes, you did. And that's the thing. I have a sneaky suspicion if Tera is crowned the winner, we're going to get a whole bunch of people changing history, boy. Woo! It's going to be Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time as soon as that pops off. And that's why I can't wait. Because if she does win, we going to get to see how fake a lot of people are. And I'm going to be the consistent one saying, let me get a margarita poured and let me just see how these puppets start dancing. Because the puppets going to start dancing. Because they're going to have to explain why the game ended this way to their fans who they gassed up to believe this was the best route to take. And because they're not good at explaining the game like I am, they're going to have a hard time of this. And that's why I'm going to laugh at it. I'm really going to laugh at it, you know. It's too much moisture. I'm going out tomorrow night. My nerves can't take it. I'll be on my phone the whole time. Tonight is only the beginning of what tomorrow's going to be. Absolutely. We're going to see 3 comps tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, and it's probably going to be a 2-hour-long episode because, we got to do a lot of stuff. But, when you add the factor of the jury views Ty as a floater right now, I don't think there's anything he can do in his speech to prove he isn't one. Keith coming into that jury house as someone who had a real claim to win this game, I don't see Keith making it his personal goal to prove to the world that Ty is a better player than Tera. How does Kiefer do that when Tera had a better case to beat them all before they took her out for taking out Jed anyway? Then she takes out Jed a second time, then takes out Keith. Keith can't possibly go into that jury house full of people thinking Ty is a floater and convince all of them he isn't one. How do you convince them all he isn't a floater when he's clearly fornicating with another floater in Breydon? They're a showman's floater. They're the floater showmans, basically. They're the FS. It is what it is. I don't see Kiefer going to the jury house trying to explain Ty's game to the entire world. I don't think so. Because I think in the back of Kiefer's mind, he knows Ty probably threw that comp so he didn't have to do this. Because he didn't want the blood. Because he didn't want the shine of it either. I think Kiefer's going into that jury house. I think he's going to reconvene with Blue Line. I think they're going to vote in a 2-person pack for Tera. That's what I think is going to happen. If she's in final 2, I mean. I had such high hopes for this season. I saw the cast. I got excited. Honestly, the season itself was very entertaining. I'm not here to say the season wasn't good. But the way it is ended, I've always said, who cares how good the first and second act of a film is if the ending's trash? What made Scarface so great wasn't the beginning and middle. It was the ending. No one saw that coming, huh? And it felt like he had a crush on his sister. But that's neither here nor there. All I'm saying is, on the Neymar side of the game, if you know, you know. But all I'm saying is, the ending to Scarface made it lit. That's what made us, accept the low-budget parts in the middle and beginning. This season is kind of the opposite. The middle and beginning were crack, and then the ending was that mid. It was that Reggie. And that's the thing. When we're accustomed to getting that A1, and then you give us some dirt, we gonna look at you funny style. We hitting up the new plug now. You know what I'm saying? We don't believe you no more. It's a drought. And that's how the season looks to me. The way production was catering to Kiefer tonight, they were catering to him, but I think a lot of it was due to the fact that they talked Tera into getting rid of him, so they're trying to save face. In my opinion, Parliament giving Kiefer a shout-out may have changed the edit to be a little bit more pro-Kiefer than it would have been otherwise. I think Parliament could have put pressure on production to try to make Kiefer into a more likable figure, because honestly, I don't feel like all season they did that much for Kiefer to make him look that good. Not in the ways they made Damien look good throughout all of BBCAN9. They made that dude look like he shits out gold. I love gold on the gold member side of the game. They made it seem like he was gold member. You know what I'm saying? When it come to Keith, they kind of treat him, okay, you're a better player, but it's more to that. What do you know about percussion instruments? You know what I'm saying? It's like, huh? Where we do that at? You know what I'm saying? It become all this extra stuff now, They're fornicating, Ricky. Okay, let's keep it funky in these streets. They're pollinating the flowers, okay? Let's keep it real. Kiefer has been in jury. The surprise eviction was almost a week ago. It was like on Saturday or something. I can't remember. Yeah, because that's when I did the rant, because the feeds cut off that day. Mish says, can we all agree that throwing comps is absolute madness? I agree that throwing comps is a madness. But there's another part of this. Why did they do that award show without Beth? Beth must have been in the hotel while they had the jury do all of the recording for that comp. But something tells me, what if production didn't want Beth there because they wanted Jed to engage in buck-breaking performances? So they knew if his girl came back, he would say, fuck all that makeup shit. So they kept her in sequester long enough for him to buck-break himself again. I'm just saying, I can't help but notice when there's no Beth around, Jed is okay with the moisture again. Now, maybe this is more of a testament to Jed's personality than anything else, but I don't think Beth is that bad if she keeps him from wearing makeup. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, that might be controversial, but I'm keeping it a bean still. Keeping it a bean. Huh? How did I miss the episode of Kroger leaving? Oh, you mean Kiefer. She said Kroger. It happens that way, spell check. Went from Blue Magic to banking soda. Mago came through with the hot bar. You feel dig me? Mago on the schmack. Yeah, he on the Smack TV side of the game. I see you, Mago. He came out of here. He ain't playing games with him on the URL side of the game. Hate that live feeds are off now. Yeah, that's how it is, Tera, Tina, Beth were pets this season. Absolutely. I think Tina not so much necessarily, but Beth and Tera clearly had the Infinity Stones from an early age this season. More specifically, Beth, She's had them for a while now, Kiefer's been out of the house since Saturday, so production had more time to edit him since he was the one evicted. We see this on the challenge. Exactly. Because he was evicted, they were able to make him look so good. But the truth is, if she would have chosen to keep Kiefer, it would have just been the same edit it's always been of deep-throating Breydon. That's what it is. Huh? That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing Ty and Breydon on Wendy's date night. I promised him a date this season. And we got people saying, it's not a showman's though. Straight men date each other. What? Hey, ladies. Who is some of the dudes y'all talking to, man? Yeah, hey, this a L if the dudes y'all used to talking to are doing this type of stuff. Because y'all acting like this is normal. It's not. This is bizarre. This is bizarre. Come on, man. Thank you, Mish. Thank you. I always try to throw some theories out there to get people thinking. You know what I'm saying? You speaking nothing but facts. Thank you. Dave is very true. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm not here to lie to y'all, man. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been the 29th rant of Big Brother Canada 9 entitled My Mind's Not Made Up, or My Mind's Made Up. The connection is starting to tweak out, coach, and I don't want to risk anything. I think this rant has been classic, and I'm going to be back tomorrow night anyway. This was just a quick one-quitter hitter to get your palate nice and ready for what awaits us tomorrow. Could the Shadow Realm await Ty tomorrow? It looks that way if Tera makes Final 2. All the people who didn't want Breydon to be evicted over Keith, how will you feel if the Final 2 is Tera and Breydon because there's no Keith there for Tera to take Ty over Keith? Will you be okay with that? Were you that bothered by Keith deserving this win that you were willing to accept Bray, a guy who doesn't deserve to be this far, making it all the way to the end? It looks like if production has it their way, Breydon's in Final 2 next to Tera. Tera washes him because she also can share the oddball. She can also claim to be an oddball, on top of the fact that she has made a lot more ground-shaking moves than Breydon has. And because of this, she is the perfect person that I believe that they will try their hardest to try to create comps centered around. And when you see someone like Tera win a comp like tonight, in one of the hardest vetoes I've ever seen, and also, let me point this out before I leave, y'all. It's Ty's fault Tera did that well in that veto. Why? Because he pissed off Beth and Beth began studying with nothing but Tera until Beth left the house. The things that Beth studied with Tera involved odd number HOHs. It involved odd number votes. It involved all that stuff. And Tera washed everyone because she got to study with Beth, who everyone was so scared knew the answers already. But Beth was always going to do the same thing Tera just did. And Ty could have beaten Beth, but he can't beat Tera. So hopefully now we can all come to the agreement that Ty choked during Final 5, because I believe that, and I think the majority of people believe it. But because Tera took out Kiefer anyway, there's going to be a lot of people who act as if Ty's game is still untouchable, because he can still have a chance to win now. But in reality, the final 3 Ty should have been fighting the hardest for was Beth, Breydon, and Ty. Him not guaranteeing that final 3 may be what makes Tera one of the greatest women to ever play this game, and I don't want to hear any debate. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dave Smith with Recency Bias Radio, where no one is safe from criticism. And this has been My Mind's Made Up. And I hope the jury's mind is made up. Because, Ty, you looking like a floater, coach. You feel it, dig me. You know, here I am thinking you're a shark, and they thinking you're a minnow. You know, now it's time to put everything on the line. And if you truly do believe in yourself, let's see if you can slay the Phoenix. Because something tells me apocalypse in the Shadow Realm awaits you in Bray. The showmans. You know, what did they call Voldemort? He who cannot be named. Y'all are the showmans that cannot be named. You feel it? Dig me. And it is what it is. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Cinco de Mayo and turn up. Patrons, I'm coming back later tonight to talk some challenge reunion. But I'm out. Until next time. The Stones, they have a mind of their own. Don't make